And welcome aboard, folks, live from Studio E in the heart of a rainy Midtown Manhattan. Brian, she's here, and she's in good shape considering she ran the New York City Marathon. And
yes, and I'm still holding my medal. I slept with it under my pillow, and I've got my watch and all that.
Too.
We'll do the marathon debrief about 6:30 this morning. We raised $50,000, or you raised $50,000, so a big thank you to all the Fox viewers.
So we get to see some of this along the way, some of your trip?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Big report at 6:30 Eastern time.
All right, we'll get your time, too, at some point? Okay.
That's why she's got the watch next to the medal.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, the President of the United States yesterday, Heather Childers, is joining us here in Studio E, where she has been dispatched to do the news. And we start with some shocking news about somebody we've listened to for many, many years. Heather.
Some shocking charges this morning, if you can believe it, of a CD or of a AC. So getting a little dicey there.
What a crazy night.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
The chemistry between those two is so great, and I love Miranda Lambert with Meghan Trainor. The new All About That Bass.
You know what I like? After their acceptance speeches, they get a chance to talk. Instead of like people going, all right, rap them, and you see them just panic.
And they start the music while they're in the middle of the
These guys just sit down, they say a few words, people calm down, we'll go a little over.
Like the old days.
Yeah.
Real class act.
Like this show. We could just go on and on and on. They won't roll a commercial.
But we can't right now because we have a Fox News alert.
All right, let's do that.
Good morning.
So the first one is the Coxsackie virus, also known as the hand, foot, and mouth disease. Why is that?
Well, it's called hand, foot, and mouth disease because in the hospital.
All right, next up is fifth disease.
Well, Fifth's disease is called Fifth's disease in the hospital.
All right, next up is fifth disease.
Well, Fifth's disease is called Fifth's disease.
Someone who's anemic, you should try to stay away even more than the average American.
Be on the alert for it. It's chicken pox.
Right. Dr. Mark Siegel, thank you so much for taking care of us. Yeah. 27 minutes after the hour, coming up on Fox and Friends, we saw it during the midterms, Democrats using race to sway voters. But Fox News contributor Stacey Dash calling that garbage.
They danced back then? Hilarious.
I think it was Maura.
Yeah, and by the way, and by the time Jimmy Fallon was done dancing, all of a sudden, next thing you know, we're talking about 2016. We talked about it on the couch with Governor Christie yesterday, and we talked about it with a few others. But Rand Paul, even the night of the election, could not help but take aim at Hillary Clinton.
You would have thought it would have taken at least until like next summer for it to really get
waste time?
Why wait?
So Paul Ryan came out and says, you know, she is not inevitable. Said basically the same thing. And then Haley Barbour says, well, blaming the election on Hillary Clinton is a bridge too far. But I would say this, she put in the time to endear herself to the party, perhaps. Hey, I made 54 stops in 30 days, and I went with these candidates. The problem is none of those candidates are in power right now to even help her out.
Yeah, they were in these hotly contested races, and they all lost. And so when it comes time for Hillary to be making campaign stops there again, they're not going to be as heavy hitters as they would have been when they're private citizens instead of holding public office.
Yep. But then again, the alternative would be then Hillary, since she's on the outside, she could run against Congress. And
dog on them instead of defend them.
Right, exactly. My friends lost. I did my best. You know, that's what friends are for. Anyway, what do you think? Is there some strategy to this, or is that just how it wound up?
Yeah, is it going to work to Hillary's benefit to have somebody to run against instead of the sitting president who had hired her and she lost to?
Yeah, are they Hillary's losers, or are they ultimately Hillary's helpers? Let us know.
That's good. Heather, what's up?
Well, something a lot of people tend to have opinions on, Democrats or Republican, that is Gitmo, and we're going to talk about
catch him?
We don't know yet.
Right.
We don't know.
Scott, you follow that
look
story.
for a wrecked vehicle.
Oh, man.
Trying to hit him.
Rage. She's out on the slick streets.
Just holding hands there. We're holding hands for a good cause. I ran to raise money for the Folds of Honor Foundation, which gives scholarships to children of our nation's heroes. Thanks to all of you, we raised almost $50,000. Actually, I just heard from Major Dan, we're north of $50,000 now.
Fantastic.
Here's how it all went. Look.
10 years, Democrats have dominated top-of-the-ticket races in Colorado. But now one Republican is defying the trend. His name is Cory Gardner. All right. Meanwhile, coming up straight ahead, Condoleezza Rice firing back at Democrats who used race in the midterms.
And some other stories making headlines. Heather Childers has those.
We'll definitely be watching that. 7 p.m. Eastern.
Thank you very much, Maria.
All right, over here, it's 68 degrees, thanks to me. I have control of the thermostat today.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Straight ahead, Condoleezza Rice firing back at Democrats who use race in the midterm elections. Yeah, and she does, because she's part of the Final Four committee who will pick the first ever college football, Final Four college football teams. A little bit later, you'll hear more from the interview, probably on Monday, on when he talks about international relations, the state of the world, and what it is like now that we've moved off center stage, and how the rest of the world has responded. you can only imagine.
She's classy. Great interview.
Yeah, great
Thank
job.
you.
All right. It is about 10 minutes before the top of the hour. Straight ahead. Well, we're almost history in the After the Show show. These two are going to talk because Brian and I are leaving.
Yeah, Folds of Honor. Go donate. Great job. 26.2.
Yep, New York City Marathon.